and welcome to In Conversation with Thabang, our podcast that aims at moving people from crisis to control. We're going through a lot as people, and through this podcast we want to have conversations that will inspire South Africans to know that whatever that you might be going through is not permanent. Today we are honored because we have one of the hardworking police officer by the name of 𝐄𝐏𝐈𝐒𝐻𝐃 Bessie Nthoba.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, correct.
𝐄𝐏𝐵essie Bessie Nthoba, she's amazing. She has done something amazing, and she will be telling us about that. You'll realize that GBV, it's a pandemic. You'll realize that women are going through a lot. And currently we have a case of a 7-year-old girl. Allegedly, she was sexually abused by the principal. Those are the challenges that South Africa is faced with, and the challenge is with us men. What are we doing about this? I mean, I'm a father to 3 girls, and this actually gets me worried. And every time I'm not around my kids, I'm worried what is going on. So we need to stand up as men and stand up against this thing, because the problem is that it reflects back on us as men. Empa bontate re tlamehile hore re eme ka maoto re thibe taba ena. 𝐄𝐏𝐵essie dumela.
Dumela ntate Maobane and the viewers.
Yes. 𝐄𝐏𝐵essie, take us through to your childhood, man. O no rata ho ba le ponisa hola?
What's why I just felt ntse ke batlana le snepe se sa ka se mo ne ke shootile ke le crèche ha o ntse o thweretse di career tsena tsa rona hore what do you want to be when you grow up? I have a photo in a police uniform, in a skirt, a hempe. And I don't know where my parents got that size for me.
Yes.
So I still have that photo, but I just don't know where I put that photo. But yes, it was something that I always loved.
Okay.
That was something that attracted my eyes, the uniform. When I see these people, how they handle themselves, how they behave, like the pride they have when they are wearing their uniform. Yes. And then growing up, I started to learn, or there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of careers. I got interested in something else before I decided to come to the police.
Yeah. But the drive, who is inspiring you? Because this thing starts in the family.
Yes.
Or maybe with role models, teacher, that person. This person.
It's my uncle.
Okay.
He was a police.
Okay. Okay.
He stays in Thabang, so he was a warrant officer, retired warrant officer. So he was. I loved the way he handled himself.
Yes.
I loved the way he spoke with us, the way he handled even the matters in the house, in the family, the rest of the family. He was the one who's bringing peace to us. If we have problems, we call him. We call him. So I loved the way he was handling himself when he was practicing his job. Especially he practiced it even in the house. Yes.
No, it's very interesting that we who has inspired but you entered the police services. When did it start, and what was like college, how you train?
My desire for law and the passion that I had, the fact that seeing people, young people, being involved in crime, and me wanting to be part of bringing order to that, helping our community. So when I went to the college, it was not easy at college. To be honest, it was not easy. But I'm one person that always was always keeping fit on training all the time. So the fitness was not a problem for me. And academically, it was not even difficult for me because I got in the SAPS just immediately when I came from I came from the University of the State.
Okay. Or you went to the university first?
Yes, I went to the university. So academically, I was not struggling. Physically, I was not struggling. It was not easy. It was not difficult,
Yes,
because even at university, I was studying criminology.
Okay.
So everything was familiar, and it was just going smooth for me.
Yes.
So it went on, and I completed all my modules with distinctions, and I did my field training. The training took 2 years. So I did my field training in Selosesha and Mangaung. Then when I was done with the field training, I was posted at Mangaung, Vispol, permanently.
Okay.
That's where then I learned to see there's different disciplines in the SAPS.
Okay.
Or you cannot just be a Vispol official.
Okay.
So there's other departments that you can.
Yes.
There's social workers, there's psychologists. Like I was studying psychology at UOFS.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to be, a clinical psychologist.
Oh.
So there were those departments, psychologists, there's accountants, there's, yes, there's detectives. So I break there at the detectives. It grabbed my attention. I love this investigation.
Yeah.
This is interesting. It's fascinating.
So the criminology from the university then helped you a lot in terms of
Yes.
knowing how to deal with certain
Exactly.
things. Yes.
So I got to put my application to the FCS,
Okay.
because FCS is a specialized unit.
Okay.
I had to check again, there's general detectives, there's specialized unit, and then my attention was on this one of FCS, Family Violence, Child Protection and Sexual Offences Unit, because I wanted something that is challenging, something that will give me a hard time, something that will make me work hard.
Yes.
When I got there, I was fascinated to get dockets that have suspects that are unknown.
Yeah, too.
When you go to a complaint and the suspect is known as a boyfriend or is somebody who stays in the same, it's easy to get that. But to crack a case where the suspect is unknown, you don't even know his name, you don't even know his days.
Identity and everything.
But when you get to that investigation, to dig, to leave no stone unturned, you dig, you investigate deep.
Mosadi, case ya ya pili man. Uno sa tswa ke se ba o fa docket you. You're still young from the university. Well, you've been around, but case ya pili ke wa be wa ke na case ya pili. How did you felt?
You become very, very careful.
Yeah.
Because you want to do everything correctly. You must have self-discipline. You must have respect for yourself and for the people that you serve.
Yes.
And when I got my first case, I did everything by the book. And I made sure that every time I still remember that case. It was somewhere in Auckland.
Okay.
That lady was raped in a tavern by a known suspect.
Oh, wow.
And then that guy, I found out that he had previous convictions. He had cases that were withdrawn against him. And then I was like, no, why this guy has so many withdrawn cases against him? Why is he so what is going on? What is he doing to make his case to be withdrawn? So I had to make sure it was my first docket, and I successfully opposed bail on that docket, and the bail was denied.
Sure.
And that guy was sentenced for 13 years. I still remember.
Musadi Mara, tell me, sometimes you don't understanding when when you go and speak to people, violent victim, how do you prepare yourself? Because I can just imagine somebody is going through a lot. They can't even speak properly, because in our family they even start blaming you. And all of that. And here you are, you need to come and speak to a person. How do you prepare yourself? And when you get to that situation, how do you make that person feel comfortable to open up?
You know, you don't have to really prepare. It comes natural.
Okay.
Me personally, I'm a soft person.
Okay.
You can even hear my voice, Mrs.
Yeah,
Soft. So necessarily you don't have to prepare. You take the situation as it comes.
Yes.
You respond as a person talk to you.
Yes.
So it's not easy. Sometimes you yourself, when you talk to this person, you get shocked or this person just told me this.
Sure.
You make sure, you have to build rapport with this person. Or I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
You identify yourself. Or I'm the one who specializes with this case. Normally, when they hear what role you play, what is your job, like job description. If you tell a person, I investigate cases of rape, I come from Mangaung, but now I'm somewhere in Bloomsbury. So this person understands, this person is special, came to me specially to investigate my case.
Yes.
So normally they come all right, they talk, they come open, they connect with you, because once you get this docket, you go this journey with this victim until the end. Until the end, as long as you are still in that unit, until the end, you give your contacts so that this person can feel comfortable. You give your contact, your cell number. You can even tell this person, or you can communicate with me on WhatsApp anytime. If you're not feeling all right, you talk to me. I will arrange something for you, counseling, or we can take you somewhere.
Tell me, who our communities, because I believe Lonama Ponesa, just like social workers, you work with communities. King those mistakes or the possibilities in our communities that end up leading into this thing, especially your GBV, rape, and all of that. What is it? Where does it start? Where can we now, Sergeant to correct this?
Firstly, we need to know what is right and what is wrong.
Okay.
We need to see the red flags. We need to concentrate.
Yes.
So let me make an example. In the house, when you have kids,
yes,
you have a father or a stepfather, because nowadays
stepfather,
a suspect can be a father, can be a stepfather, can be uncle, can be a granddad. So we must, as parents, love our kids. Sometimes we love our boyfriends or our husband too much that we forget that we must give attention to our kids. Sometimes we love our partners in a way that we even overlook the wrong things that they do to us.
Sure.
So it's very important to see, no, this person is shouting at me, this person is insulting me.
In front of my child.
It's not right.
Yes.
You must know that is right. That is not right. And if once a person says to you, you are my wife, I married you, it's your duty to give me this.
Sure.
Now it's like force. Most in a relationship, you have to work together and you have to listen to each other. You have to be sensitive to each other's emotions. So if a person just comes and say, you are going to give me this, you are going to give, forced sex. Forced sex is rape. If you force your wife to have sex with her, it's rape. That is rape. So sometimes we overlook such things, and then we just continue as if, and it grows. A person becomes comfortable. She's letting me, she's forgiving me all the time. So they normalize hating the next person. So once you cut that from the beginning, then this person will have to learn, no, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm supposed to treat my wife like this.
Yes.
I'm supposed to treat my kids like this. So another thing is making our kids comfortable in their own homes. If you have a boyfriend, you must teach your boyfriend, you're not going to bath my girl child. In nowadays, men do stuff. Men do stuff. I had a case where a child was grown by a stepfather.
Okay.
The stepfather used to bath her when the mother is at work, night shifts, was working when night shifts. So this person was bathing this girl, and until the child becomes uncomfortable, oh man, I don't like the way
Ntate a nhlapisang ka teng.
ntate a nhlapisang ka teng. Ntate o na le hore ha a nhlapisa ba etsa bonwana jwang jwang. Man, ngwana a bolelle mme a kgalemele ntate hore man wa tseba bana ba hola ke kopa ska hlola mo hlapisa. I will teach her how to bath herself. But this man is keeping on continuing to bath this child until this child was 8 years. A child that is 8 years must know how to bath herself. Now the child is developing, her body is developing. Now this man is the one who's recognizing hore yo dibono tsa o se di etsa jena yo ke bona o so tswa matswele ibile wa tshwara wa pepeta. Now you are making mothers, you are not allowed to tolerate that. You must stop it as soon as it starts.
So ulo khalimela motho and say no, stop doing it to my child, but he continues.
It continues.
And you don't even say, okay, fine, let me move this child.
It escalated.
Or when I would come and go.
It escalated. Talking about the same case, it escalated to the point that when the mother was sleeping, this man went to the bedroom of the child. Oh. So the case was attempted rape. Yeah, because the child screamed and the mother had to wake up. Now the mother had to see,
but
this man must
that's
move
where
out.
I say, Sergeant, why it has to go that far.
It's because we tolerate.
It should, that is a red flag that you spoke about earlier, that
yes.
You need to take action.
Exactly. You have to stop. You have to stop it. If you have to separate with this person, rather protect your kids.
Because I'm worried. You raise something that is very concerning, that sometimes batho ba rata batho lo feta bana ba bona.
Exactly.
And then happiness ya motho even better than your child. South Africans, no. This is not right. This is not right. This is not right at all. To allow relationships to go to that level that you even compromise the safety and the happiness of your child. We'll be taking a short break, and after this short break, we're going to get into this case that has made Sgt Bessie Nthoba to trend. This lady is trending. But I like what she said, commitment and discipline. When you do your work, respect your work. And at the end of the day, as community people or people that are serving the communities, we need to make sure that we make our communities feel respected through the services. We'll be back shortly in conversation with Thabang. Free State Online and YouTube channel. Welcome back, and we're still talking to Sgt Bessie Nthoba. She is currently trending South Africa kaofela. She's on newspapers for breaking a case of somebody who was doing bad things to our women in South Africa. Sgt Nthoba, let's get to this case that has taken you to newspapers and everywhere else. What happened?
That case, that case was not an easy case.
Yes.
It was not an easy case. There were victims. The victims were 4.
Oh, there were victims. It's not one victim.
It's not one victim. Amongst those victims, there was the youngest victim who was 14 years. 14 years? 14 years of age. He had an influence of drugs. He had bad influence of friends. Yes. So she didn't even attend school at that time because her life was just there in the street. Yes, and when I checked, she was from a very good family, disciplined and with order, a family with order. But just that the influence was too high for her to handle. So this guy was busy smoking with these ladies. Okay, let me start with this one of 14 years. Okay. He gave them, she was with a friend, he gave them drugs, dacha. And then at some point, he mixed this dacha with drugs. Yeah. Now, this girl did not want to smoke this. But because the accused was a grown-up, and when he talks, he had that threatening voice. So you are going to smoke this. We are here to smoke. You are going to smoke this. Now it goes to a push where it end up this accused raping this victim.
So he gives them drugs, and there's also this minor who's 14 years.
Yes.
Then he will force them to smoke these things.
Exactly, but you know when a person just says, "Nah, I smoke darker," matekwane. They know I get the level of the being drunk, but once you mix it with something, it gets to be worse. Now,
because I know even this lovely thing, they say they mix a lot of things with this bubbly thing.
That hubbly is not safe. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So, the second victim was on the way to buy a cigarette.
Okay.
And now this guy was coming behind her. It was at night. She was comfortable because it's her area, and this guy is known to her. So it's not a problem when she sees her. She does not even have to panic.
Okay.
So this guy came behind her. Okay, do you want something to smoke? She was like, no, yes, I want a cigarette. And then he pushed her, telling her, okay, no, I have something for you to smoke.
Okay.
This victim, this specific one, was assaulted. He got forced to the accused house, and then he was raped. The other one, they were busy smoking in a group. Suddenly, this group was not there anymore, and then the victim was there left alone, trying to get sober. Now this accused came, okay, I gave you this, now you're going to give me.
Sure. You must sleep because I give you this.
I cannot just give you something to smoke and then you don't give me anything.
Sure.
And then the fourth victim was vulnerable. That one, her story is too sensitive and too painful because she came here to look for a job. And then she ended up being robbed somewhere in town, and then now she didn't have money and her stuff was stolen. She got in the wood of Hededal, and then she met with this guy where actually that house is a house where this guy smoked.
Okay.
They smoke drugs, but they welcomed her because she was lesbian and she was interacting so well with the guys. Yes. So she got comfortable because these people were very nice. She was comfortable until this guy took her, telling her, this place of yours doesn't have water, you don't have food, you need to bath, you need to get clean clothes. And then he took her to his place. When he took her, immediately when he got into the house, he started to assault this lady.
Sure.
He started to assault this lady, telling her, he's going to curse her for being lesbian.
Oh, my God.
He assaulted her, he raped her, he kept her in the house, and then he raped her again.
Sure.
It was luck that she got to escape. She was assisted by one of the members in the community. This guy, they have this policing forum.
Yeah, the policing forum in the area, yes.
Now they took this lady to those people. These people took the victim to the police station because she gave the description of the suspect. She gave the names. She gave the address. Now, when this guy came, she was manhandled by the members of the community. They took him to the police station. And immediately when he got in the police station, this lady just pointed to her, there is my suspect. There is my suspect, because she was busy taking a statement. And it was not long ago, it was in a short space, because the third docket was opened a week before the fourth one. Before the fourth one, yes. So it was easy to combine them because the person that was obtaining the statement of the victim remembered to her, man, last week I think I saw this name. I think I should check this docket again. And then she called the IO, man, Kibona this guy again, and there's a new case against him. So I think you also need to get this docket because it's one suspect. So that's how this guy was arrested. He was brought to the police station by the community.
I want us to go to streets now, because I think most of the challenges that we have currently, I think that's where the problem is in our society, that I go out, I meet a person, I buy her alcohol, and I ask her, can you go to my flat? And when I get there, I demand certain things. Is it right?
It doesn't mean when you buy alcohol for me, you are entitled to have sex with me.
Okay.
You must have. Why do you go to a tavern with the intention to get someone to go home with and have sex with, and the next thing you are not even in a relationship? Women must learn to have their own money. Women must learn to have their own transport. Women must concentrate when they are in the club. You cannot go in a club and leave your bottle there or your can of. You leave it there because you don't know who's who, what they will do.
And people carry drugs everywhere.
Open your own can. Open your own can, because sometimes they apply something on the hand and then suddenly you drink one beer and then you are gone.
Out, yeah.
Sometimes you want transport.
Yeah.
Why do you have to go to a club or not transport?
Because, yeah, because that's one thing that I've always, as a father to girls, I always say to these kids, you can't go to a club or an entertainment space without having money.
Exactly.
To start with. But I want you to talk to us as parents, man. Conversations that we need to have with our kids. Because I remember the previous interview, Brigadier Machele said, it started home. It started home. What kind of conversation that the mother must have with the daughter?
Firstly, as a woman, you have to respect yourself.
Yes.
Respect yourself so that your family, your kids can respect you.
Okay.
So when you talk to your kids in your house, you must not preach what you're not practicing.
Okay.
You must be disciplined yourself. You must respect yourself before you come to a point of telling your kids what not to do, what to do. So my point is, teach your child to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Teach your child to love themselves. Teach your child the love that she gets in the house won't be the same as the love that you get in the street. So there's a lot of danger outside. There's a lot of hazard. There's a lot of monsters. So the world that we live in today is not safe at all. So it means when there is something that is not sitting right with you,
when
something
you feel
that
uncomfortable.
Yes, when you feel uncomfortable with something, or maybe something happened to you at school, teach your child to talk to you like on a regular basis. When a child comes back from school, talk to her. How was your school?
Yes.
What happened? Normalize, even if she's not telling you or is not telling you, you must ask her. Even if you are not telling her, then voluntarily they must tell you, or now, how was it at school and stuff. If there's something that bad happened to them, then you will be able to pick it up. And then you tell your child, no, this is not right. This person was not supposed to do this. So that you can be able to take a step on that.
Let's talk about social media. Sergeant, social media. You see your child sitting on the phone for a better part of the day talking to strangers. So when from your side, what would you say to me as a parent of social media? What would you say to a child of social media?
We need to limit the screening time for our kids.
Okay.
Kids must remain kids.
Yes.
Young girls must focus on being young girls. They must focus on school and play.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
So when you start to buy a cell phone for your child, it's not her cell phone. It's my opinion. It's not her cell phone, it's your cell phone. Because I don't understand, how do you not monitor the phone of your 8-year-old? You must see what is this child doing on her phone. You must see who is she communicating with.
Yes.
You must see what does she have, the apps that she's downloading on the phone. So you monitor that phone. You monitor that phone. You must know what is going on in that phone. So there's a lot of cases that we handled of cyber
crime. Yes.
cyber crimes. Yes, there's people that will talk to your child on the phone. They will send nudes, pictures. They will send messages of promising them. And you know our kids. Yes, now that is something else that we need to teach our kids. What we have in the house, it's what will sustain us. Learn to appreciate what I give to you as my child. Learn to appreciate the situation. I'm trying hard as a parent. Now learn to adapt to this. Don't I
think that's the
our levels are not the same. Our levels are not the same. Learn to teach your child they must accept who they are. Because this thing of comparing, this thing of the peer pressure.
Yes, the peer pressure.
They end up getting in relationships with older men. They end up being abused without parents being aware.
Yes,
I remember I had a case of a pedophile suspect. This guy was busy collecting small kids at school, buying them, and he was not even consuming alcohol, but he was able to buy alcohol for these kids. Sometimes he will groom this child with money or with sweets or something. They get excited with such things.
Yes.
When a child has money, because now I didn't get money in the house, no, suddenly I have money. Suddenly I have something to bluff about to go school. Now my schoolmates must also see her and so this guy was busy grooming these kids to the extent where it ended up him taking them to his place. He had different places that he rented. I don't know why he was doing that, but
renting different places.
Because
what's our solution to South Africa? By this and 24 sites. Renting different places.
Yes, the crime scenes were different in that there were 4 of them. So this guy ended up buying, because most of them they were talking about vodka. Hey. I drank vodka. But suddenly when I wake up, I was naked. But I don't remember him penetrating me.
This is bad. Maybe we would be talking the whole day. Maybe thank you very much for sharing this information. Because what I like is that you've taught us something about parents, and more importantly, talk to your children.
Exactly.
Talk to your children. Tseba ngwana hao o kae, tseba dichomi tsa ngwana hao, tseba hore ngwana hao o etsa eng, tseba hore ngwana hao o tsamaya kae. Those are the lessons that I think ha ke o mametse o bua ke ntho tse re tlameileng re di hlokomele, because we're too busy as parents. After work, I'm focusing on my wife, I'm focusing on my friends, I'm going out to having drinks. A child is suffering. I'm not even aware that my child is suffering because I'm focusing on other things. But tonight, you've just opened up our eyes, and congratulations for the good work that you are doing. May the good Lord protect you.
Thank you.
Would continuously engage with yourself and other SAPS members to sensitize the communities about these things. Especially bana baruna ba tlabe ba ntse ba tswa ba di clubong ba ya kae, and then the next thing, because I've noticed recently we've been engaging with police in other platforms. We have a problem of kids that are disappearing.
Yes.
We don't know where kids was. The next thing, so parents, let us be more careful. Until we talk again next time, a good evening.
Thank you.